Jake Knapp is the inventor of the design sprint and the New York Times bestselling author of the book Sprint. He's also the co-founder of Character, a venture fund for early-stage startups. How and why did you start using Miro?
I came from this position of thinking, I don't want to be doing stuff online, to thinking now when I do a sprint in person with a company, it's like, we're going to use Miro, even though we're all in the same room, because that's a better way for us to get this work done. As an investor, we're basically investing in their ability to solve problems. We're saying, we think this group of people is going to be able to solve a problem in a really great way and create value by doing it. And actually, you need to give people the tools that can help them make decisions, help them collaborate, help them visualize and see things in a different way. And Miro does all those things. So to me, at least as an investor, I'm thinking, give the team the tools that are going to help them think, that are going to make the most, brighten their skills as smart folks. And Miro is at the top of that list.
By now, you must have got the idea that how systematic one should be while planning an incident response. A team of subject matter experts, aware of each other's role, and waiting for alarm from detection software, makes the core of the planning. But the real action starts when an attack actually happens. In event of a disaster, there must be no panic among the team assigned for the incident response. Hence, it is advisable to create stages of an incident to make it easier for teams to understand what level of threat they are facing, which state of attack they are in, and once the incident is resolved, how to ensure proper closure of the incident. Hello, welcome to the next episode of Get Certified Together program by TechnoCoff, your free online knowledge sharing community. Visit our website, www.technocoff.com, for more information. In this episode, we will be covering the next section of the CompTIA Security Plus certification exam. By far, we have covered almost all technical aspects of infosecurity. This includes, what are different challenges related to infosecurity? What are different attack vectors, which may impact an individual or an organization? How we can detect and mitigate the risk associated. For Section 4 of the Security Plus exam, we are moving towards a more managerial aspect, related to infosecurity. For this section, we will look into operations and incident response, and we'll be covering various topics like tools for organizational security, incident response policies, processes, and procedures, risk mitigation, risk controls, and digital forensics. Let us start with the very first topic of this section, which is incident response policies and their planning. Incident response planning covers the worst-case scenario, which is a successful cyber attack on your organization. This plan basically provides a layout of the stakeholders and their duties in the event of an attack. The plan is approved by senior management to avoid confusion during the actual incident. While each organization has its own specialized teams and assets to defend against a security incident, there is no need for writing an incident response plan from zero. The National Institute of Standards and Technology, also called NIST or NIST, has already prepared a generic plan, which can be customized to suit the need of any organization. The very basic and first part of an incident response plan is the incident response team. After all, we need an actual team of defenders to save the day in event of an attack, right? Incident response team comprises a wide variety of members, including a group of subject matter experts from various domains like cloud infra and networking, a physical security team, management executives, legal counselors, etc. A diversified team, trained in their expertise, with all areas covered, is critical for successful incident response. Even though not all team members shall be called upon for each incident, everyone must be on standby for the immediate call. This team must also have an action plan beforehand with a SPOC list, to ensure everyone knows whom to contact. Once we have sorted out the team of people, as part of the incident response team, we need to work on the plan of smooth communications among the group and relevant stakeholders. It is vital for the incident response team to communicate the status of the incident, its impact on the end users, expected time to recovery, etc., to only relevant stakeholders, in a timely manner. The uncontrolled spread of information may jeopardize incident response plans, as it may reach the attacker, even before any strong rectification plan is created and implemented by the response team. It may also lead to panic among end application users, damaging the organization's credibility and market image. With a response team ready to defend, and a well-defined communication plan put in place, it is a matter of sitting around and waiting for the attack to happen. Why I said that it is a matter of time before any cyber attack befalls your organization is because cyber attacks are the truth of the hour. And no one is safe from them. Hence, it becomes important to detect the abnormalities with minimal delay so the incident response team can act on them. Thus, monitoring becomes a vital part of incident response planning. A strong response team is ready, with a response plan in hand, and instructions about whom to communicate to during incident response. Now, the task is to identify security attacks by continuous monitoring of the devices and networks using different tools like IDS and IPS, also known as intrusion detection systems and intrusion prevention systems. Other important similar tools for monitoring are firewalls, server syslogs, EDR, or endpoint detection and response software. Organizations can plan to integrate all these tools into a common SIM, or security incident, and event management tool for easier monitoring and identification of the attacks. By now, you must have got the idea that how systematic one should be while planning an incident response. A team of subject matter experts, aware of each other's role, and waiting for alarm from detection software, makes the core of the planning. But the real action starts when an attack actually happens. In event of a disaster, there must be no panic among the team assigned for the incident response. Hence, it is advisable to create stages of an incident to make it easier for teams to understand what level of threat they are facing, which state of attack they are in, and once the incident is resolved, how to ensure proper closure of the incident. Thus, we have 5 major stages of the incident response. They are containment, evaluation, mitigation, eradication, and recovery, and last, incident closure. Do note that the incident response efforts begins the moment an attack is identified by the first person on the monitoring team. It is like a first aid treatment in a medical emergency. Let us understand each stage in detail now. The very first stage is containment. During containment, it is the duty of the first observer to isolate right away the attack system from other connected devices in the network. It is mainly done using 3 techniques. One technique is segmentation, which we discussed in network security, where we connect the affected system to a quarantine VLAN. Another technique for containment efforts is isolation, where we remove the system from the internal network, but keep it connected to the internet. This is done to not let the attacker get a hint of the ongoing incident response. However, in the extremely high alert scenario, where critical sensitive data may be compromised, it is advisable to use the third technique, which is the removal or completely disconnecting of the system. Once the team has contained the impacted system, they need to understand the impact and notify the stakeholders. This is part of the second stage, which comprises evaluation, escalation, and notification. In this stage, the response team should evaluate the incident's impact on a scale of low, moderate, and high. Based on this evaluation, escalation is done to an appropriate level, and notification is sent to the relevant stakeholders. By now, systems are contained, the incident is evaluated, and all concerned parties are informed. Now, begins the effort of removing the threat and cleaning the system. It starts with the mitigating stage. Incident mitigation varies from application to application, but the goal behind this stage is to reduce the damage as fast as possible, to control the loss to an organization. Post-mitigation, the incident response team begins the eradication and recovery stage. Eradication and recovery activities are normally committed together. Any trace or leftover configuration change, compromised accounts, etc., must be removed from the impacted systems. There may be a need for reimaging applications or redeployment of the servers with updated images and software to remove the chances of backdoors and prevent compromising of the servers again. There also may be a need of purging or remove old data devices or compromised servers as well. The last stage of the incident response is incident closure. The incident can be officially closed after performing the 2 activities. First is the validation, to ensure that all fixes have been applied to impacted systems. And second is, conducting a session, for lessons learned from the incident. Additionally, an incident summary report should be prepared, with a complete timeline of the incident, a list of involved team members, and the result of the incident, with various suggestions for the improvement in monitoring and mitigation techniques. By now, you must have got the idea that how systematic one should be while planning an incident response. A team of subject matter experts, aware of each other's role, and waiting for alarm from detection software, makes the core of the planning. But the real action starts when an attack actually happens. In event of a disaster, there must be no panic among the team assigned for the incident response. Hence, it is advisable to create stages of an incident to make it easier for teams to understand what level of threat they are facing, which state of attack they are in, and once the incident is resolved, how to ensure proper closure of the incident.